Hello, Miss Young and Miss Putnam. My name is Anjalie Gilby, and I'm so honored to have the opportunity to introduce myself to you all. First of all, let me just say that I have been part of the GCISD family for 22 years as a parent and then as a teacher. My husband was born in Euless, and so it seemed natural uh, to move home after starting our family. And I actually live right across the street from Bear Creek Elementary School, where my daughter Lauren went to school and I taught for many years. She's now 25 years old and she's a grad student at the College of Public Health at Texas A&M University and graduating in the fall. I have two dogs that keep me very active, and I like to hike about 10 to 15 miles a week, trying to keep in shape to take longer hikes in wilderness area, which makes for great picture taking. So I come from a teaching family. My mother was a first grade teacher for 30 years in California, Utah, and Texas. And my dad, being a geophysicist by profession, spent most of his career in exploration, and that translates into training young geologists and petroleum engineers out in the field on field trips. And I actually did go on a few of those, and it was quite the learning experience, very hands-on. So having grown up with their example, I started out in a technology field, and I progressed from coding and systems analysis more back into training with techs and both end users. So after spending a few glorious years at home as a stay-at-home mom, I decided to dabble back into education a little bit more formally. So I started working at my church preschool at FUMC Euless, and then in GCISD as a special education paraprofessional assigned to the PPCD program. And those were amazing years. And that solidified for me my love of teaching and what I needed to be doing with my life. It's still in me an understanding that it's great to have experience, it's great to be prepared and have a plan, but there's just nothing more important than being in that moment with young learners when you can help them grow to be their best. After working through Region 11 Alternative Certification Program and an inaugural year teaching 7th grade mathematics at Austin Middle School in Irving, I came back to GCISD. I taught 4th grade at Bear Creek Elementary School for 3 years before moving to 5th grade, where I was the team lead for a time. And I enjoyed both grade levels immensely, and I was blessed with the support of amazing colleagues, teachers, and staff support throughout. And during that time, I was able to gain experience in PBLs, and I was in Cadre 3 of the digital classroom implementation. In 2015, I was honored to serve for a time as an instructional coach for the district before going to Grapevine Middle School STEM Academy to teach accelerated mathematics there. During that summer between, I taught the summer bridge class for the mathematics department, dabbling at that time a little bit into standards-based grading, which I really enjoy the idea of. At GMS, I continued to gain comfort with PBLs and the whole STEM experience. I also implemented a flipped classroom format for my accelerated math. I kept a foot in the literacy area, teaching literacy, achievement, media tech, and young adult literature. For the past 2 years, I've had the privilege of working as an ELL reading interventionist. This is just part-time work. And this role was a huge blessing as I still had the opportunity to work with kids, to guide young learners as they struggled to gain those important literacy skills. And it also gave me the flexibility to take time to act as a caregiver for my parents as they experienced the transition through hospice care. Now that I'm able to return back to work full-time, I find myself missing the elementary experience, and that brings up your question, why do you want to teach 4th grade? And I just have to say, working with 4th graders, it just boils down to this. It's a great opportunity to strengthen and support young learners just as they're beginning to find interests that will inspire and sustain them throughout their life. So in the years that I taught 4th grade, I enjoyed being a part of that process. In 4th graders, they're able to make learning choices that support their own growth. They want to explore, They want to share what they've learned, and at the same time, they're still developing their voice. They're still learning what good communication is, and without guidance and a safe and encouraging platform to practice, these young learners, they might struggle to express themselves. So coming most recently from the middle school environment, I know that developing that sense of self is absolutely crucial. Students who move forward from the elementary grades with confident communication skills, they're more likely to be able to advocate for themselves. They are also more able to understand the needs of others around them and in their community, and take roles as compassionate leaders. So with this strong commitment to developing all communication skills, yes, not only in writing, but in reading, speaking, and listening, an ideal fourth grade learning environment that naturally lends itself to integrating language arts into all the other content areas. And I hope to speak to that in my next interview. See you then.